Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm Curtis. For those of you that might be new to the stream, I know we have a lot of people watching tonight probably, but I just wanted to say hello. I'm excited to have this opportunity to bring Logan back from Whatnot and talk about a few things. And I hope you guys have come up with some good questions for him, because this will be a Q&A session. Also, we'll be doing some giveaways on Instagram. If you haven't had a chance to enter for the giveaways yet, the link is in the description below to the Instagram post. Make sure that you comment on that post and tag a friend. That's very important. You have to do both in order to be eligible to win any of the drawings tonight. So I'll just say hi to a few people that have come in. We had quite a few people waiting early, but we have Casper and Mr. Mailman, Eddie G, K-Dog, Zach's Funko Journey, Cheesy Burgers 98, who says they can't be here because it's 3 a.m. And I've heard that from other people. A friend of mine in Ireland wanted to watch, but it's 3 a.m. there right now. So unfortunately, can't accommodate all the time zones. But let's see, Raphael Furlan, Gibbeth Baron, I hope I'm saying that right. Who else do we have? Michael Fazino, Stephanie Tebbs, Jeremy Landry, Wow J, Bentley Johnson Jr., Tara Schiefer, B Cobb, hello, Chat Matman, and I think that's everybody that has come in so far. So just give people some time, give people a couple minutes to come in here, and then I'll bring Logan on shortly. We last had Logan on back in February, where he got to talk about Whatnot and some plans that he had for the future. Well, the future is here now, so we're going to talk a little bit about what has been going on with Logan since we last chatted. And I was talking with him briefly before I started the stream, and we both agreed it feels like a lifetime ago that we last did that live stream, but it's only been about 5 months. So looking forward to chatting with him a bit. So let's go ahead and bring Logan on. If he is ready, I will add him to the stream right now and we can get going. There's Logan. Hello.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Glad we could do this again. I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the last live stream. So as soon as you asked, of course I was gonna do it. So
yeah,
and I've never actually done this. This is my second time. So with you,
so you haven't done one before. Other live streams? Okay.
No, I'm kind of camera shy, but
oh, okay.
But this is kind of my way to get out of that. So
yeah, you did really well last time. I mean, there was a lot of people in the chat. There were a lot of questions, and you answered a lot of those questions. And I'm sure people have more questions tonight. Like I was saying, there's been a lot of enhancements and improvements since we last talked. For sure, there's been a ton of updates, which I really like. So I'm excited. I'm excited to, and I even had a hand in one of them recently. I feel like
yeah, you did with the flash.
Logan's like, is there anything that you want to see in the app? And I said, can you add a flash? Because I feel like I'm taking a picture in the dark. He's like, done. And now the app has a flash. So
that was actually by a developer who I think is in the chat. His name is Raphael.
Cool.
He's amazing. Raphael and I have worked together for a long time, but I asked him to do it, and he did it in 2 seconds. So
that's great. Yeah, I was really surprised. You're like, yeah, I can do that, and it was done like within a couple of days. So, and I used it recently for my last few listings, so it's been great.
Cool.
Let's see who else we have. Yes, Wow Jay likes the shirt, and I saw a picture of I saw his picture on Instagram. He tie-dyed his. So
no, you did really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, if you find his Instagram account, maybe he can link it in the chat. But I did see a post where he had tie-dyed his shirt, and it looked pretty good.
That's amazing. So, I definitely want to see that. So
yeah, no, I'm happy to have this shirt. And in fact, one of the things we're going to be giving away tonight is some of these Whatnot shirts. So I thought I would wear it and give everyone a chance to see what it looks like. It does have the Whatnot name logo on the back, but I can't really turn around and show everyone, but it's in black letters on the back of the shirt. So, but I really like it. Let's see who else has come in. We're already getting some questions. So I think what we'll do is hold on to those questions. I'm going to give you some time to think of those questions. How I wanted to start is basically give Logan the floor here and let him talk about what's happened since we last spoke, the improvements that have been made to Whatnot, and just a general update on everything. And then more questions might come up. Some of your questions might be answered in that time. So be sure to think of some things that you might want to ask Logan if he doesn't touch on what you're thinking of asking. So I'll turn it to
Cool.
you now, Logan. I mean, whatever you want to talk
Yeah,
about.
so I think the last we spoke was in February, and during that time, the team and I were going through this program called Y Combinator, which is a program in Silicon Valley where a lot of companies have started, such as Airbnb, Dropbox, etc. And so we went through that. It's a pretty intensive 3-month thing, where the principle is sort of build something that users want. And during that time is when we sort of were kind of in the infinite stages of Whatnot. Curtis, I think you were probably our first maybe 100 seller. I think we had a wait list at the time. I don't quite remember, but I remember you were one of the first people off the wait list. And so
yeah, somehow I got off the wait list really early.
Which was cool. We actually officially launched in, I would say, was it November? Probably sometime in November. And the app came, so we actually launched it as the website. And then the app came somewhere around January. And after we launched the app, no, it was actually December. After we launched the app, we actually started seeing a lot of people start using it. The problem is we didn't have a mechanism for people to sell. So how we initially got started was we got started with a few collectible shops that essentially listed all their inventory. We didn't require them to take photos. And from there, we kind of, worked our way up. And so we're like, can we allow anyone to just sell, right? We don't know them, but our goal is to be a trusted and safe place to sell. And we can't just let anyone on. And so what we did is, we built this app and we built a way for sellers to essentially list their product, but they're required to take photos of each angle of the box as well as damage photos. And this would allow a moderator that can actually look at it and say, okay, well, about 90% of pops we can tell if they're fake just by photos. And so that's the first step in terms of authenticating that, like, this is a legitimate pop. And so we launched that, and a lot of sellers started using it. We had to go on a wait list just because we wanted to make sure we were ironing out the things the right way. And eventually we got off the wait list, and now we're here where we have a lot of sellers now, and it's great. And we've also built a lot of things based off of people's feedback. So a lot of people said, hey, I really want to see collections. Hey, I want to be notified if something's in stock that you don't have, right? And so everything that we've built since February is mainly based off of everyone and what they have wanted. And it's been really cool to see how much we've grown since then, despite the virus. So
yeah, that's one thing. I mean, when we last spoke, the virus was kind of just starting to kind of show up on, kind of the outskirts of the radar. But a few weeks after that, it kind of hit hard and heavy. So you mentioned that you guys really haven't slowed down because of the virus. That's correct, right?
I guess more it's an analogy. We're still building features and trying to put out a product really fast. And however, do I know if we would be bigger without the virus? I don't know that.
True.
I do know that we've been growing, and it's all thanks to you guys, which has been great. So
yeah, no, I love how I don't want to say approachable, but how easy it is to just reach out and talk to you anytime we have a question about the app. And I've seen even in reviews on like the iTunes store where you respond to people's reviews and say, hey, here's my email address, shoot me an email if you have a question about anything. And also, like, you always ask me what features I want to see, and like I just said, you added one that I suggested. So I mean, I really like how hands-on and how you interact with everyone that's interested in using the app. So I really appreciate that.
And it's actually just not me. It's I would say the whole team. So anyone in the team is approachable, and you're more than welcome to ask them anything, especially Grant. He's the other guy that I think you guys all probably know about. But he's very approachable too. So anyone you ask for help, we're here to help. And we also want to build something that you guys want, especially, that we love to be a part of. So
yeah, definitely. So can you tell us maybe a little bit about what features have been added since we talked in February? I know there's been quite a few. So, but are
Yeah,
there?
so I think the biggest shift of Whatnot since it was in February. So February, the buying experience is actually the web version condensed into the mobile app. So it wasn't
Mhm,
completely native. So what we did is I was saying this earlier, when we initially built Whatnot, it was on this web platform. But the thing is we had to build this app when we had to get it out there quickly. And
mhm,
building an app that's native in iOS and Android, it takes a lot of time. And so what we did is we condensed the web view of the buying experience into the app. So what you were interacting with in February was actually just a web version. It wasn't
right.
a native app. The
Mhm,
selling part was native, but the web part or the buying part wasn't. And so what we did is we kind of wanted to build more of a social experience around Whatnot. And our what we did is we made it a little bit more engaging. So as soon as you go into Whatnot right now, this is fully native. You have this feed, and the feed is essentially things that will appear to you that you like, products that you follow, users that you follow. And so what our inspiration is kind of like Instagram, but more sort of
mhm,
catered towards the collector community and what collectors want, and also what you want as a buyer or a collector. And so that's kind of the first thing that happens is once you log into Whatnot, you go into this feed, and this feed has a bunch of different products posted by a bunch of different users. You actually now know who is selling the product. Before you did not, so
yeah.
it's not anonymous. And so I can see that Curtis posted this awesome Buzz Lightyear pop that's for three thousand
Yes.
dollars, which you
Right.
recently just did, and I can go follow you. And as a
Right.
result of me following you, I'm going to get notified of other things that you do, Curtis, as a seller, such as
Mhm,
maybe you post another pop, or
mhm,
maybe you price drop a pop, or maybe I have saved something into my want list that you've price dropped, and I'm going to get those notifications, and that occurs in the feed.
yeah.
And so we're trying to make it a more personalized experience, and that's probably the biggest change we've done. We've also revamped the drop a little bit. So based
Mhm,
off of users' feedback, it wasn't very transparent, like who won the drop, who's on top of the drop. And so what we did is we restyled it to kind of blend in with the new UI that we did with the new launch of version 2.0, which was the feed and the more social experience. And what we did was, add the leaderboard and also show who actually won. Um, and I think that was pretty good. So the last drop was our first drop with the new drop,
mhm.
and I think it worked out pretty well. People were confused because at the end of the drop, you see who won, but there's this little spinner thing that comes up,
Yeah.
and their name is actually right above it
Mm.
to see like, okay, oh shoot, I think I won because I was one above the user, and I should probably change that. but um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, the drop is completely at random. It always has been.
Yeah.
And I think this is just kind of more fun and interactive. And you can also see who is on the leaderboard, which actually no one on the leaderboard. It doesn't mean if you're on the leaderboard, you're going to win. It's more just who has the most entries. And essentially,
Yeah.
we did actually the last drop, whoever was on the top. I think his username was, I forgot, Light and something. But he won something just for being on the top.
Oh, okay.
However, some news with the drop is I think we're going to start limiting entries in terms of
Uh-oh.
codes. Yeah, in terms of codes being shared starting the next drop. And this will
Okay.
kind of make it a little bit more fair for everyone. There's been all these groups which have been amazing that
Mhm.
share codes and allow people to enter codes. But I think what we want is we want people to not just use it for code sharing and essentially, you know, So yeah, sorry, but
No, that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
we will be limiting it,
Okay.
and it was a very hard decision to make. But I've also gotten a lot of feedback from other groups saying, "Oh, my channel is getting spammed with these codes." And I think the best way to do it is limit it to maybe 5 entries or 10 entries based off of the codes. So
Right. and that'll cut back on the work that people have been. I mean, because I think the top person in the last drop had almost 1,000 entries, or more than 1,000 entries.
Yeah, Light and
Um,
Landa. That's the username, Light and Landa. I was going to
that's
say his name,
okay.
but I didn't know if that was okay. So.
It's fine. It's fine. He
Yeah,
could have a completely different username there than like if he's on Instagram or what. I don't think it really matters. So there's no way to
yeah,
connect them if they're in here.
yeah.
If they are in here and want to speak up, say hi. But I don't know where you get the time to input all those codes because, and this isn't really a complaint. I mean, you got to work for it. It's kind of super tedious to enter all those codes too, just the way they're formatted. And I
Yep.
understand why they're formatted that way, but still, I mean, I think
That is a complaint too I get from people is why are they formatted that way? And it's intentional. But
yeah.
it's really cool because a lot of people who have used this, especially the last person that I was talking about on the leaderboard, like they say it's a great way to connect with other people. And it's like they're
Yeah.
seeking for these codes. You can only use them once, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't use them twice. And so I think, especially today with all that's going on, and everyone being in their house all the time because of coronavirus, it was a really good
Mm-hmm.
way for people to sort of meet other people, share codes,
Yeah.
uh, and be a part of the community.
Very cool. Very cool. So I'm just going to scroll back here in the chat a bit, and I'm sure I've missed a ton of things. Let's see. We had someone say, love that they just incorporated FigPen. And I think that's a great addition to kind of such just an app, like a Funko app. You're starting to kind of expand into other products and collectibles that people that are kind of popular right now. So you've added FigPen. What other products do you have in the works?
Yep. So we plan on adding everything in the Funko line, such as sodas, the pens that Funko has, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly kind of gearing around collectibles, obviously. One thing we're thinking about are amiibos, eventually
Okay.
Pokemon cards, Magic cards. That's kind of like way down the road. We have to sort of get
Mm-hmm.
there. However, as I said, probably in the last live stream, we're starting really small, listening to people's feedback and seeing what people want the most first before we go into these
Mm-hmm.
other categories. So fig pens seem like the most wanted thing. And we could have launched it when people asked for it, but the problem is we're trying to make it safe and secure to buy everything. And so
Yeah.
it actually took us a lot of time. I wasn't personally a fig pin collector, but Grant was, but just to sort of
Mm-hmm.
figure out how can we properly authenticate these things? How can we make it so it's just as safe and easy to buy these things as it is with Funko Pops on our site? So rather than just adding everything into our catalog and hoping, oh, everything's going to work out, we really wanted to do our due diligence and ensure that
Yeah.
this was going to be rolled out the proper way.
So I'm a very casual fig pen collector. That's kind
Yep.
of, I guess, the best way to say it. I've got maybe less than a dozen. Um, and I know that there's ways to you unlock them essentially. So
Yep.
and I have not listed any for sale. So when someone lists a fig pen for sale, can they be locked or unlocked? Is that
They
a
can be either.
qualifier? Either.
So
Okay.
when you're very familiar with the listing process, so when you go
Uh-huh.
and you list a pop, you have mint, near mint, good, and damaged. And so it's kind
Hmm.
of the same with fig pens. So when you go and you list something, it'll say mint unlocked, mint,
Oh, okay.
mint locked, and so on and so on. So you select the condition, and the condition we grade based off of if it's locked or if it's unlocked. One thing we are
Okay.
changing though is the amount of photos that you have to take. So with big pens, we actually don't think you need to take 6 photos. And
Right.
for the past week, you've had to take these 6 photos. And so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to require people to just take 2 photos, the front and the back, and then we're also going to allow them to upload the stats of the fig pen itself.
Okay. Very cool. Let me scroll back here. Yeah, I'm planning on holding on to the fig pens I have, so I haven't had an opportunity to list anything. So I figured I would ask that because there were questions about that before. One of my friends messaged me asking. I think it was about fig pens. I don't remember exactly, but I figured I would ask that question. Um, I think this we had already gotten a question, but
Oh, and
is there anything in the work?
I see tiny ghost too. Yeah, definitely tiny ghost.
Okay.
We will get those soon. So
Anything in the works for trading cards, like baseball, basketball cards? Is that on your radar?
Yeah, I think it is on our radar right now. We're in this very niche collecting community, and right now our focus is primarily on that, which is more around like the geeky collectibles.
Right.
However, I'm not gonna lie, I do see Whatnot and the grand vision of Whatnot getting into everything around collecting, which is baseball cards, anything like any collectible. However, as I said before, like Fig Pens took us a long time to actually get into because we had to do a lot of research. And so we want to do things the right way, and we want to start small, and then we want to sort of work our way up. But I do see baseball cards as well. I do see eventually autographed baseball cards. If we can figure out a way to make that safe and easy, then why not? So
right. Well, we've converted Cope Fresh. He says, "Fine, I'll load one."
yep.
I saw earlier in the chat. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Eddie G says, do you plan on making international shipping cheaper or bundling for cheaper shipping? So we actually already do that. If you go into our fact page, it'll say that if you purchase up to 3 pops, we will refund all the excess shipping on that. And the reason being is we don't have a way to create a cart right now at Whatnot. And so eventually that is something that we will do is you can add as many items to a cart and then check out at once. But since we don't do that, you can actually purchase up to 3 pops at once, and then we will refund the excess shipping cost. And we only do that for international at the moment. So,
okay, so that maybe can build on this question about adding a feature to bundle shipping in the app, so you don't have to email directly and get refunded. So, someone else had asked about that. Zach's Funko Journey wants to know about out-of-box Funko Pops. Is that in the works?
It is in the works.
Okay.
Those are a lot more trickier to authenticate.
Yes.
And we always, as I say, we want to, go by what our vision is to be the safest marketplace for collectibles. And so once we can figure out a really good way to do that, and I'm not the guy who does this, it's mainly Grant. He's amazing at it. Then we'll probably go forward with it. So.
Very cool. Let's see. So we have someone that really wants those sodas coming soon, and I think that is lined up to be one of the next things that's added to the app, right?
Yeah, I'd say within the next month. So
within the next month, okay. That's because the soda line seems to have caught on and is pretty pretty popular.
Yeah.
Someone is asking, what about trading Funko and other products? Do you have anything? Is that feasible?
I love that. So that's one thing we're definitely exploring is how do we make trading really easy for users and how do we make it safe? And that seems to be a lot of, like, if you go into all these Facebook groups and other groups, like that's what people do is they trade, and it's really fun to trade, but we want to make it so it's seamless and easy and also safe, because people trade pops that they think that they're trading something else and they don't get what they want. And so that is something we're definitely looking into. It's probably not this summer, but I would say maybe fall.
Okay, very good. Let's see, anything in the works to reward top sellers? Heather is asking. Sorry.
So anything in the works to reward top sellers? Yes. So you'll see in the next month or two, we're creating a point system. And then within those points, we're talking about, we haven't sort of come to any agreement, so I don't want to promise anything on this live stream, but what we want to do is we want to give incentives. So maybe, you sell X amount of pops, you get X amount of credit on Whatnot, or you get lower commission, or you get free shipping. Things like that. We haven't really gotten to that stage yet, but I would say that is something we definitely want to incentivize, and we also want to reward our bigger sellers that sell a lot with us.
Nice. Well, it's good that you're at least. I had thought of a question, gift cards or gift codes or anything like that, so people can give those to friends, or I know that some people like those for their YouTube channels to provide as a giveaway prize or something like that.
Perfect timing to actually ask that question. So we're in product discovery, meaning we're all kind of talking as a team to say, how do we do this efficiently? Meaning we're going to act on this pretty quickly. But the next thing that I think is going to be pretty big that we roll out is referrals, and also allowing people to give things like on your channel that allow people to download the app and get some sort of reward as a result of being a first user, or their second purchase, etc. So that is something we are exploring, and we think that is going to really help grow Whatnot. And so that is going to happen pretty soon.
Awesome. That's awesome. Justin Poppenhan asks if there will be a section for custom pops, or if you're trying to stay away from custom pops.
This is a hard question. I don't know how to answer this.
Yeah, I know. Maybe a challenging one.
You know what? I can't. I would say that eventually it would be great if we can have everything, including custom pops. Because if it's custom, it's custom, right? It's not the actual thing. And so as long as we can label this as this is a custom pop and this is what it's worth and this is how it came, then I think it's definitely doable, but probably not right now. So
okay. All right. Yeah, I know Justin likes his custom pop, so I thought I would ask that. Let's see what else. Okay. Oh, someone is asking also about, and this came up in the last live stream, but autograph pops.
Yep. So since we don't have really a really good way of authenticating autographs, the moment, no. However, our grand vision of Whatnot is to incorporate autograph pops. It's going to take us time.
Takes time. You're still relatively young service.
Yep, exactly.
Trying to just kind of keep going, keep up.
I just want to use this as an example. So let's just say that we launched autograph pops, and there was something that we thought was legitimate but wasn't, and then someone finds out it was not legitimate. Then it could ruin us, and so that's why we have to be very smart about what sort of things we go into, and that's why we had to do our due diligence, and that's why it took quite a bit of time to get into Fig Pins, and it'll take a little bit more time to get into the other lines of Funko Pops. So.
Definitely. I don't want to do too much too quickly. You have to be careful with that. Yeah. Someone is asking about the possibility of selling pop accessories such as shelves or display cases.
Yes, definitely.
Has that ever come up?
It has, and why not, right? I mean, I don't have to authenticate that. So,
right.
So if you want to go buy a pop protector or buy a custom shelf, I think that's a really good idea. And maybe we can allow people who build those things to sell them to the public. So I think that's actually a really good idea.
And that leads into this question too, and it says it does. Do you plan on making your own protectors or hard stacks?
So no, we don't at the moment, just because we're such a small team. And so something like that would require a little bit more time than we can sort of spend on other things, like especially with the core principle of Whatnot. However, we may be partnering with some people who actually do this for us. I'm not going to name who, to actually give us custom protectors. So
nice. Okay. All right. Let's see if I've missed. I just scrolling back here. Larry, I'm just going to highlight Larry's comment because he actually won a pop from you. I think once a week that you ask, like you put a post, I think it's on Wednesdays, where you ask people what they want and you draw a winner for that. Is that correct?
I believe so. So I'm not in charge of that. John is. He's our designer, and he manages the social media account. So every Wednesday, it's a giveaway in itself, which is on Instagram.
Right.
And then the other giveaway is obviously on the app. And so, congrats, #Larry, for winning.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty happy to win that, and basically I think, and it's not something I've entered to win a lot, but I think basically what the Whatnot account asks what grail are you after, and then you name the grail and I think tag someone, and then they pick a winner at random, and then you get the pop that you mentioned in your comment.
Exactly. So John runs that. He's an amazing guy. Him and Grant used to work together. He's our designer. So the logo, everything that you see, that's from John. So
right. And Luca, where is that posted? It's on the Whatnot Instagram account,
Yep.
if that's what you're asking, and that's at Real Whatnot. So if
Exactly.
you're not following at Real Whatnot, go give them a follow. Turn on post notifications, and you'll hear about any kind of giveaways or updates that they have coming down the line. So, all right. Um, will you ever add merch? I think he means like this, to the Whatnot app. Do you have any plans for that?
Yes, we will. So right now, if you go to our website, you'll see that everything is by one seller and it's only one item at a time. So if I purchase something, it's like this specific pop, right? This specific condition with these photos and whatnot. However, we need to figure out a way in our software to sort of build it where we can add quantity and sizing. And so once we can do that, of course, we'll have that.
Okay.
A lot of people have asked that. And so,
Yeah.
yep.
And when you offered me the shirt, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that Whatnot had
You didn't even know
merch,
it.
any shirts.
Yeah. So we
I'm like, sure.
we actually only give away the shirts to people who won the drops,
Oh,
or
okay.
the Instagram giveaways, I believe. So,
Gotcha.
so yeah, they're pretty rare. If you have one, you've either won the drop or you've won an Instagram giveaway. So congrats.
Nice.
And then I obviously sent you one, regardless of that. So
right. No, I appreciate that. And I mentioned that too because you mentioned we would probably be giving away some of those shirts tonight. So
we will.
that's cool that they're so hard to come by right now. So get them while they're rare. Chat Mattman says, just sold my Wesley Chases on Whatnot. It's on the way to you for authentication. So that's cool. Very cool. Do you have?
That's one thing I didn't really talk about actually, which is huge differentiation from what we were in February to what we are now. Is we actually give the buyers the option if they want their items authenticated or not.
Yeah.
And there's been so much stuff that we've built, so that's why I probably didn't list it all. But the big thing is you as a buyer, you can say, okay, well, I actually want my stuff physically authenticated, or I don't care. I want the seller to ship it directly to the buyer. And the reason we did this was a lot of Funko Pops, especially at the $20 to $30 range, they're not counterfeit. It's really about how do we sort of manage the buyer and the seller and the trust around that, right? And so the big thing is actually with photos, because you can't upload photos from your camera roll. You actually have to physically take those photos. And so what we allow is any pop that's under $100, you can opt in to getting your item verified. If it's over $100, we don't want to risk it. We say, okay, it has to go through authentication physically. And so, yeah, so that's like a really big thing. We call it direct meaning seller directly to the buyer. And you get to opt out of authentication. Woo. So, yeah.
Right.
So it looks like your item's coming to us to be verified. So hopefully it's legit.
Oh yeah, I saw him pull it out of the Amazon box on his YouTube channel, so I'm pretty sure it's legit. He got it directly from Amazon. Oh, and I forgot. I just lost my train of thought with that comment. One thing that's changed since we last talked in February was you were still doing that program. You were in California, but I've noticed the shipping labels have changed to say Arizona now. So can you tell us more about that?
I would love to talk about Arizona. So Grant and I were both from Los Angeles, and we moved up to San Francisco for the program. It's in Mountain View, which is kind of the heart of Silicon Valley. It's where a lot of tech companies like Google, Facebook, et cetera, have emerged. And we kind of looked at ourselves, and I have family in Arizona. And we said, where do we want to go? Where do we really want to build Whatnot? And California is really expensive. And I have family in Arizona, and we thought that it probably would make sense to move down to Arizona. The quality of life is much better.
Yeah,
we can hire really great people out here because there's great people who live here. And why not do that? The virus actually kind of affected us a lot. We were down here looking at different spaces to rent. And, we were like, okay, we're going to build a team out here. We're going to rent a really nice space. And the virus kind of put those dreams into shambles. And we had to use the resources that we had. And we moved from San Francisco when they were about to do the lockdown. So we moved that week because we knew it was coming. and packing up everything, shipping. I think we shipped over like 100 or 200 boxes to a house. Just packing up everything that we had in San Francisco and driving everything we had down to Arizona, and we rented an Airbnb for the first month. And then during that time, we try to find sort of more of a permanent place. We're in our new place, which is kind of permanent. It's not an Airbnb, but we're here for about, I think, until January. And it has a 3-car garage. So we're running everything out of the garage. It's not where we would like to be running out of, running everything, but I think due to the virus, it's the safest thing we could do.
Yeah.
And so with all the uncertainty and everything, we're kind of putting a damper on hiring and essentially just trying to do everything that we can do with the current team that we have. Yeah. And so it's been really tough because Grant and I are working all the time. And the rest of the rest of the team too. So it's not just us, it's the rest of the team too. Right. And so, yeah.
And you, when you mention your team, like about how many people do you have on your team right now?
Yeah, so we have about, I think, 7 or 8 people.
7 or 8, okay.
Yeah, so it's Grant and I, and then we have Elijah, who's this college student who's from here. And then we also have Deborah, Anna, and we have Raphael, Gustavo, and then John. So 8 people.
Very cool. Yeah, I was excited to hear you kind of gave me a tip ahead of time saying, hey, we're thinking about moving to Arizona. And I'm like, well, hey, I'm in Phoenix. And it turns out we're like, what, 20, 25 minutes apart from each other. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, as I said, like, I want to go get drinks with you or hang out.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a little cautious right now. I know some people have different opinions, but right now I'm taking full precaution. So
yeah. And we won't get into the opinions or the politics of that on this stream. We don't want to talk about that. We're going to talk more about whatnot. So say what you will about them. Everyone in the chat can just, keep to yourself on that if you could. Let's see. So yeah, Matthew Abbott says, I've sold items both ways, direct buys and through authentication.
Woo! That's awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, I thought that was a great feature when you announced it, because it's like I sold, I think it was a pop from Portal 2 that was worth maybe $8. I think I sold it for $6. I'm like, it seems like such a waste of resources to have to send this to a third party to authenticate. And I think there's been some like lower end or lower price pops that have still gone through that authentication process. So I don't know if everyone's aware of it, or is that something that they have to select before they can buy?
By default, I believe on the app, I don't know how it is on the website because I haven't used the website or modified the website in a while, but on the app, it defaults if it's under 100 to non-authentication. So just direct, and then it'll tell you in clear language, hey, like if you want it physically authenticated, click here. So you click it. But by default, especially if it's under $100, it's going to say, are you sure you want it authenticated? So,
okay. And we're getting some more good questions. I really appreciate everyone coming up with these questions. I'm sure Logan does too. What about a pop-up shop where you could bring your pops to be authenticated and sold? You could even visit. So I think he's talking like a storefront,
I'm very familiar with pop-ups. I don't know if you guys know. I think if Raphael's still on here, him and I, we both used to work for this company called Goat, and Goat is kind of a mega pioneer in the space of authentication for sneakers. And so they had several pop-ups where people could come in and actually bring their goods, and it would be authenticated right then and there. So right now with the virus, no, but yes, in the future, 100%. Maybe we'll even have a store.
Very cool. Yeah, that'd be great if we ever get out of this. Let's see.
It seems like that's like this virus has been forever too, right? So.
It's been a while. I think I understand this question. How do you guys deal with sellers who post not photos of their pops? I think if they're posting other photos.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. So no, I think I know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about when I go on the Whatnot app and I see a listing that doesn't have photos. And who that is, it's a very, very large, let's just say, collectible shop. That what we do is we aggregate their system and essentially we put it on Whatnot because we have an agreement with them. The problem is we can't get them to list every single pop and take 6 photos because they have so many units of inventory. So we have a special relationship with them, and we don't require it. However, the same thing goes with anyone else. Like if you get it and it's not meant and it says it's meant, then that's on us. It's not on you. So these relationships that we have with these people or these shops are, they're really good relationships, and we trust them a lot. And so we are pretty confident that if you're going to buy something that, doesn't have a photo of every 6 angles, then it's going to be what it says it is, which is meant good or damaged. So
yeah, you changed the order of the photos recently. That just made me think of that, like, because it used to be front, right,
front,
left,
back.
and then
no, it was front, back, and then left, right. So that was actually my fault,
right.
because I built the software for that initially. and as I was listing more and more, I'm like, why would I go front, then turn it around 180 degrees, then take a photo of the back? Why don't I just do front, left, back, right?
Yeah, in a circle.
So in a circle, yeah. So that was also my fault. So I apologize if you guys had to turn it 180 degrees and then turn it 90 degrees to the left and then 180 degrees to the right. So
no, my comment was I had gotten so used, because I've sold quite a bit on Whatnot actually. I had gotten so used to doing it that way. When it changed, I'm like, no, wait, that's the wrong side. I got to go back and take the photo again. So
yeah. So there's this one question which I think is a good question. Logan, what is the turnaround for getting a listing approved? It's by Cope Fresh. So that's a really good question, because when you take the photos, we don't immediately send it on the site for listing, because we want to make sure that A, is the item how you described it, which is meant good. If it's not, we'll actually change it for you, so you don't have to relist it. B, is it not absurdly priced? What we found with the drop is people are listing absurdly priced pops that will never sell to get entries into the drop. So we'll just reject you. I'm sorry for the wasted time on your end. And then C, is it legitimate, right? Because photos can say a lot of things. And when we go through our little admin, we actually compare it with the real one in every angle. And so when you send us those angles, we're actually looking at that and comparing it with a real one, and then also looking for other signs that we might know of. And so I don't do this. It's Grant and then 2 other people who do this. And the time can vary. It can maybe be 5 minutes. It can be all the way up to 12 hours. So we work in different time zones, and we try to do it as quickly as possible. Lately, we've been getting a lot of listings, which is great. And so we're trying to work as fast as we can, but it should be approved within, I would say, 5 minutes to 12 hours.
Yeah, I've had some that were approved very quickly within the hour, and then others that were approved the next day. And I mean, I understand that you guys are a small team, and I'm sure you're getting more and more listings as that happens. But yeah, I never thought about, since you added the option to give people contest entries or drop entries by listing something, I didn't think about taking advantage of that. So that's probably an even better reason that you're going to be limiting entries on the drop. So people will stop wasting their time with that. I like this question, and I don't know if what the answer would be, but could there ever be Whatnot exclusive, like Comic-Con exclusive pops?
How cool would that be, right?
How cool would that be, right? A Whatnot exclusive?
There definitely could be. We don't have a relationship with Funko now, but I hope we do soon. And I actually think we probably could pretty soon with the rate or with how things are going. But there's definitely thoughts of that. We've also talked about having like a Whatnot Comic-Con, meaning it would be more of like a virtual Comic-Con. That's kind of, we don't really know the full details of that. We're just kind of, throwing around different ideas, but yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Okay, I think this came up in the last stream, but Eddie is asking about the possibility of grading, having a service to grade pops or fig pins.
So yeah, we've had a lot of requests for that. I think it's a great idea. It's more of a matter of how much time we can spend on something like that at the moment with our small team.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of requests for that, and I actually think there's an opportunity there.
Okay, cool.
I would say though, and keep this between this live stream, if you want something authenticated, go put it on Whatnot, and you'll get the photo verification. So
good idea. Let's see if we had any other questions. So yeah, we answered that question. So I'm kind of jumping around here just to see if we have any more questions. And this came up earlier, so I will share this one. If I post a pop on Whatnot, do you all share that listing on any other platforms like eBay?
We do. So we believe that the more exposure to Whatnot, the better. And also the more exposure as a seller, the better. So if we are able to cross list to other platforms such as eBay or Mercari, to us, that's a really good thing. And I think for the seller, it's a good thing. So as of maybe February when we first talked, or March, I'm not quite sure when we first launched it, we have some custom software that we built that essentially cross lists all our inventory to eBay, which has actually done really well. I would say it's probably accounts for maybe 15 to 20% of our sales. And so to us, it gives you more exposure, but also for us, it helps us grow as a brand, because when these people buy something on Whatnot, they get the whole Whatnot experience, even though they're buying from eBay. We package it in a really good way. We give them a card and it says it's been authenticated, and we kind of give them that sort of experience that we want them to do. And I think as a result, we've actually converted a lot of eBay buyers over to Whatnot. And so,
Nice.
yeah, so we've done that recently. We want to get into Mercari. Mercari is a little bit more difficult. They don't allow the same things that eBay does in terms of cross listing, but we're trying to work through some loopholes to make that happen. So, yep.
Nice. Yeah, and we kind of talked before we went live about eBay integration, and I thought that was cool. So I wanted to make
there's
sure.
a lot of sites that do it that were built on like Shopify. So our site is completely built from the ground up. So we're not using like a site like Shopify or Magento, which has like plugin integrations to connect with eBay. So everything that we're building is custom, and so it requires a little bit more work. But yeah, it seems to be working quite a bit, or
Awesome.
quite well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Dr. Applesauce.
Oh, hey, Dr. Applesauce. Let's see. Do you plan on adding a feature to filter only pops of a certain line? And I think that came up in the last stream. Or I talked to you in an email about it. I don't know, because we kind of email back and forth quite a bit. But I think when you were asking me about features I'd like to see, I think filters was one of the things I had mentioned. Is there anything in the works for that?
Yeah, so we're actually revamping search completely right now. We're trying to make it a much easier thing. So for instance, if you want to filter by license, year, etc., it's very easy to do that. Also price range, which you can do right now, but it's kind of hard to see. I don't think a lot of people know you can do it really well in the app. If you actually go to our website, it's much easier to do. We're trying to make it a lot more robust and easier as a user. Also, one thing that we're planning on adding is the ability to follow what we want to call fandoms. So fandoms could be like Disney, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, etc. And so since, as I was talking about earlier, we're becoming a little bit more of a social experience where the things that you really want or the things that you follow come to you. Let's just say that you're a huge fan of Breaking Bad. I am. Then you're going to get things that are related to Breaking Bad. And also, if you want to search for it, you can get that as well. So we're definitely trying to make and improve filters, but we're also trying to make it and improve things that you like that come to you as well. So you don't have to filter and search through it every day.
Nice. Yeah, I want things to come to me. I don't want to have to put all the effort into looking. I'm just kidding. I like this question because I actually sent you an email about this question once on a pop that I had sold. Will shipping weight become adjusted on the prepaid labels? One time USPS did not accept my package due to the weight not matching the actual weight. I have real sticklers where I live.
I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. We've had a lot of issues with USPS. And so I'm actually talking to the business person there that's kind of on the higher up. And so we work with a service where the shipping label that they provide, let's just say that you pack the box and it weighs over. In the shipping, they're supposed to actually pass on the charge to us. So what they do is they scan the label and essentially we get passed on the excess charge. However, it depends on the post office, and some post office think that that's not the case, which it really is. And so we're having actually a lot of issues with USPS. We've only happened to us, I think, like maybe 4 times. However, so you're probably one of those 4 times. However, I can assure you that if it's overweight, that's okay. feel free to ship it. And if they reject it, it's very unusual, but some people at the US Post Office think that they know the rules, which they don't know their own rules. And we have a specific shipping label that we provide, which allows them to charge us for excess shipping costs. So
very cool. Yeah, I think I had included a pop protector in one of mine, and it was over a pound, and I think the label said 8 ounces. I was worried because it was kind of an expensive, it was a few $100s that I sold. So I just wanted to make sure it got to you.
Did it make it through?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So
yeah.
I'm sure they passed the charges on to us. However,
and
so we used to actually put 8 ounces for everything because there's over maybe, what is there, like 9,000, 10,000 Funko Pops right now. And a lot of these have various weights, especially like the bigger size pops. So we now actually have it. So if you're selling a bigger size pop, you're going to get a different label that has a higher amount, which is new for us. But before we never did that because we relied off of USPS just charging us the excess shipping cost.
Yeah, I sold a 6-inch pop that I had for a while, and I was surprised it sold. But I was like, I think the shipping label still said 8 ounces at that point. But I'm like, well, Logan says it's supposed to be okay, so I just went ahead and shipped it off, and it was fine, and it made it there, so no worries. So Cope Fresh went from saying he downloaded the app to that he's listing pops right now. So you're going to have a lot of new pops to verify.
Hopefully someone's approving them right now while I'm on this live stream. So.
Definitely. Bentley says turnaround and approval has been really great. I might be minutes behind here, guys. I'm sorry. We're trying to keep up with the chat. Let's see here. Okay, that's a good question. And then we might have talked about this before, and you just mentioned Breaking Bad. So
actually, can I show you something that I just got?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So I got this off of Whatnot. Super excited about this pop. Got it on Whatnot. Cool. So this is the Heisenberg, the blue crystal.
Make you big. Do you want to show that off?
Yeah. Don't have the best camera. Sorry, guys. But yeah, super excited about this one. I started rewatching Breaking Bad on my spare time while building Whatnot, probably about a couple months ago. So I think I'm in like season 4 in, and so I'm watching it as I'm falling asleep. And I only had a few Breaking Bad pops, but my goal by the end of the month, and if you guys can help me, this would be amazing because I guarantee I will buy it if it's within market price, is to fill out my whole entire Breaking Bad collection. So I only have a few. I also have this one that I just bought. Hold on. I got Mike right here. Got this one last week. But I'm trying to get the whole set. And so if you list it on Whatnot, I guarantee you, because I'm following everything, I'll know. And I will go for it. So if it's priced
here
well.
First.
If it's priced well.
If it's Breaking Bad, you're looking to sell it and Logan doesn't have it, he's going to buy it. So
exactly.
Very cool.
So the things I tend to collect are mainly things that I only like, which is things like Breaking Bad. I really like the ad icons because to me, just, childhood memories and things like that really give me this nostalgia that I really love. So like if I pick up something, it just, I don't know, it makes me feel good.
Right.
I'm not into like Dragon Ball Z and things like that. I know a lot of people are.
Yes,
just totally
very
cool.
popular, and that's fine. Yeah,
but that's just not me. But I kind of like fun things that bring me back memories, and so that's that's
if you can,
usually what I collect. Yep.
There might be some glare here, but like I've got Cocoa Puffs.
Tricks.
I got Tricks.
I got that too.
The Kermit that you sent me for the last live stream, which I love. I've got Dr. Teeth, Swedish Chef, Flocked Animal, and Fozzie Bear. And then about half of the rest of my shelving is ad icons. And out of frame there, I've got all the OG Cereal Monster sodas and all the chases too. So,
really?
That was one line I wanted to complete really quickly. So, let's see.
So it's interesting because a lot of the stuff that I have, that I bought in the past, I don't have right now. It's still in LA because I moved from LA to San Francisco. Now we rented this place. And so everything behind here is actually not mine. It's a mixture of returns and my stuff. So the stuff that are returns are on the bottom. which isn't it's not a lot, so don't worry about that. But the stuff on the top is mine. So
Right.
So we have to deck this house
wanted,
out because it's fairly new and we don't have anything that is actually ours.
so you can decorate it with more pops.
Exactly like what you have.
Right. I mean, it looks like I live in a room filled with pops. I've got like 4 of these shelves, but that's about it. So, here's a good question, and I think I know the answer to it, so I wanted to touch on it. Do you guys ever intend to do an auction style feature?
All right. Well, I told you, Curtis. I think Will from Dr. Applesauce is familiar with this because I was telling him about this last week, through a phone call. But I wanted to reveal something that we are planning on building, which I'm really, really excited about. And I hope you guys are excited about it too, which goes in line with Zach's Funko journey. So what we found is a lot of people really enjoy interactive live streams like what we're doing right now. And it's fun, it's engaging, and there's a lot of people who are using Instagram as a platform to actively sell their pops live. And there's a different formats. Some people say, okay, you can buy it at this price, or some people say, hey, you have 2 minutes and you can bid up to a certain amount, or and then you win, the pop. So what we're doing, because on Instagram, it's all through messaging and video, right? So you say, okay, I want $19, and you're typing that through a message. And then the person who's conducting the video has to sort of coordinate that. To us, it's a very hard thing to do, especially when you're trying to sort of coordinate billing info, such as do you do Venmo, PayPal, and then also the shipping address. So what we're doing is we're actually going to be building a live stream platform, which is going to allow anyone to go on and say, hey, I have this pop right here. You guys can look at it. You guys can ask me questions and say, okay, cool, it's Heisenberg, but I want to see the actual sticker. So they can see the sticker, right? Check it out. And they can either bid for it or they can buy it outright. And this will all be done through in real time. And you don't have to sort of coordinate back and forth with what's your payment details, what's your shipping address, and are you actually going to buy it or not, right? And we found several of our users who are doing this right now have a lot of problems with this. And I built a prototype last week, so I'm pretty excited about it. I think the latency is going to be pretty good, meaning the delay between me and the users who are interacting with it. So I'm really excited. It's more of a test. We don't know if we're going to go forward with it, but it's something that we see is becoming really big. I don't know if you guys know this, but in China right now, especially with COVID, over 50% of e-commerce sales are actually done through a live stream, not just physically checking.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of slowly catching up in the US. And we can see it because if you go on Instagram right now, you guys probably all know this. There's a bunch of people that you probably follow or you do it yourself. They're actually selling things live and making it interactive and fun. And that's part of the social experience that we want to add into Whatnot. But when we do launch it, it's going to be very sort of infinite. So we won't give access to everyone at once. We want to test it to make sure it works really well. And then we'll sort of kind of gradually work our way up. So
that's exciting. I mean, everything will be integrated in the app. Checkout will take place in the app. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's one button. So
nice.
Yeah, you click a button, you're checked out. The buyer knows that you checked out, and they can move on to the next item in the live stream. Because right now, it's all through messaging. You say, oh, I claim this, and then they write down the username, they put it on the box. So it's very time consuming. And we want to make that really, really seamless.
Especially if it's like one person doing a stream, it's like they have to be responsible for everything, watch the chat, make sure that they get paid,
Yeah.
That's exciting. Any idea on when you're going to start rolling that out to some certain people, or?
So we'll probably roll it out to a very small amount of people just to test it, to make sure it can support 50 people viewing at once. I don't know how many people are on this right now. I can't see, but it's a number like that, and we'll kind of start incrementing it just to kind of test how much capacity it has. Because something like this is actually pretty trivial. It's pretty hard technically. But we believe we can actually do it really well. And so we just want to make sure we do it the right way, and we don't launch something that, if we send a push notification to all our users and then we have 2,000 people who join at once. We want to make sure that that's handled properly. So it'll probably take I would say for everyone, maybe 2 months.
Okay.
We might do a test in the next 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a little
I think
longer. So
that's a great idea. I think it's very intriguing. I'd like to jump on and just kind of for sale, and I like the social too. So here's I like this question. Since you can log your Funkos into your account now, which is also a new feature that is on the app since we last talked, is it possible that other people can see which ones you have? And I think you can share your list with others, right?
So your profile is public. If you go in the app right now and you click the share button, there is going to be a little link, and you can put that link into anywhere. And if you click it, it'll actually open up your profile in the app. And then there you have 3 tabs. The first tab is what you have for sale. The second tab is what you want, and the second tab is what you have. Curtis, your profile is amazing, by the way. I would say your profile should be more or less the role model of profiles. Like, you've really filled that out. I haven't had time to fill out my profile yet. But, you can see, and you had some really good suggestions too on how we can improve the collections, which we also talked about, which is like, okay, well, I collect a lot, and I want to know, things that relate to this, or the things that I don't have, and I don't know. It's really good. So, but your profile is amazing. Everyone, you guys should check out his profile. What is it, Curtis?
Just Curtis. It's I don't remember if I put the link for my whatnot in the stream in the description. It might be down there. It's on my other videos if not. But
your username's Curtis, right? Is it Curtis or just Curtis?
Curtis is part of my email address, but I was able to secure just Curtis on whatnot, so it's just Curtis.
So it's just Curtis.
Yeah. Perks of being an early adopter. Let's see what else. We had that question. Been a member of the app since January. You guys have improved it so much. Yeah, you guys have made a lot of improvements. So that's a good comment. Let's see. I've seen strikes on whatnot. How do you get a strike on your account, and what do the strikes mean?
Okay, so strikes, that's a really good question. So obviously we're trying to make it the safest and easiest place to be, in terms of collecting and as a marketplace. So strikes is a bad thing. So if you get a strike, like, I hope you don't get one, but we get it. And so what a strike is something like, okay, I'm canceling an order. So you list something at a price, someone buys it, you cancel it because you can't fulfill it. That really sucks for the buyer. It also makes us look bad. So we give you a strike. Another one might be, I ship late, right? Or I package something really, really poorly, even though we give you specific guidelines of how to package something. And it comes to us and it's just in this loose box, and it gets damaged on the way. Since we're trying to make it a great marketplace, we have to give you guys strikes. I'm sorry. And if you get a certain amount of strikes, you're technically banned from selling. We do have a few users who are banned. They will get privileges restored. I think it's after maybe 6 months. And that's like their set. Like, they have, like, if they can't redeem themselves after 6 months, then they're permanently banned from selling. So we do have a few users, like I said, who have gotten, I think it's 4 strikes that you need to effectively get a ban from whatnot. And the ban might be temporary or it might be permanent. It depends on how many times you've actually been banned. So, but we want to give you a second chance. So, and also, like, let's just say that you got a strike and you feel like that strike was unfair, email us and we may remove it depending on the circumstance. So
one thing I've always been worried about, and it happened today, was I'd had a pop for sale on whatnot for quite a while, and I decided just to put it up on Mercari at the same time just to see if I could sell it, and it sold. And then I don't want to get distracted and then someone else sees that on, I double sell it essentially. So like,
that has happened a couple of times, and if you email us, we'll side with you. So just email us.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we get it, because it's like, you don't know if you're going to sell something in the same hour. All we ask is try to do your best. Don't list too many things that you don't think you can maintain. And that's fine, because, a really big complaint that we get, which hurts us as a company, is, I'm a buyer and people cancel on me, and we don't want that. So,
right.
But we will give you the benefit of doubt if it doesn't happen too frequently. Like, just email us, take it off for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And this came up earlier. Dr. Applesauce is asking about mediation services for trading. Basically, the short answer for that was yes, it's in the works.
It's not in the works. It's something that we're thinking are going to be in the works pretty soon. Probably not this summer, more probably in the fall. But like, this is a huge thing that I think is going to sort of really differentiate our platform. And trades are massive. So if we can make it so it fits into the core principles of Whatnot, which is making it safe, easy, and secure, then yeah, why not?
Yeah. Will Whatnot ever have a notification system that will notify users bookmarked as a want is posted?
Yep, we have one right now. So if you
have
download
one right now, and
a notification, notify user when a pop they have bookmarked as a want is posted. Yeah. So right now, in the latest app, there's a little notifications tab. If you want something and something gets listed, you'll get a notification.
Okay, and I thought that was the case, so I just wanted to highlight that and make sure everyone was aware. Let's see. Will you eventually, David wants to know, have a way to transfer money straight to a bank account or a debit card instead of PayPal?
Yeah, I know no one likes PayPal. I don't either. So it was just a really easy thing to get started with. Someday, probably soon, we will allow sellers to transfer their balance out to ACH. So you can just link your bank account number, and then it's effectively like a wire transfer. I've done this in the past with different companies for sellers, and it's a pretty good, easy integration. And on the seller side, it's really easy to set up. It's just like entering in your checking account info. And then when you request a payout, you get it almost immediately. And so we just have not had the time since we're a small team to get to that, but it's something that we really want to get to.
Right. Okay, let's see. Will there ever be, and I'm not sure if this is already on there, will ever be a drop Hall of Fame on the app to show what users have won?
So right now you can see who won, actually. We also have the leaderboard, but you can only see the leaderboard, I believe, when there's an active drop. You can't see it after you won, just because that's how the UI was built. But if you want to see who won and view their profile, you can click it. You have to have the newest version of the app. We send new send new versions to the App Store probably every other day. So just make sure, go to the App Store, click update, and you should see it.
Yeah, you guys are constantly updating the app. I see several a week sometimes, and I think that's great. Brian from Pop and Sense says, if I use that notification, I'll go broke. I don't think Logan would mind. I'm just kidding. That's up to you if you want to turn that notification on or off, I'm sure. So you have to have some self-control there. Shipping requirements and ability to put a description like this pop has a small crease because I danced with the devil while holding the pop may be valuable information for the buyer.
We already have designs for that. So we're actively thinking about how we can fit that in terms of how can we allow people to describe their pop if they want to.
And that's one thing I had kind of had hoped for at some point too, but like, oh, there's tiny, it's hard to see in the photo, but there's like a tiny little tear, like something that, I think that's great. All right. Well, does anyone else have any questions? I do want to start doing some giveaways if I know people are looking forward to that. Here's a quick one, and I think we know the answer. Can people make offers for pops you have logged in your account? Oh, so I'm not sure I follow that question.
Offers for
Can people make offers you have logged, like on your wish list or your want list? Is that what you mean?
So you can make offers on anything. As long as, let me maybe talk about the offer process, and that might help clarify something. So when you make an offer, you find a product or a listing, they all have to be listings, meaning it's directly Curtis's listing, or it's, let's see, David Soffin's listing or Chesmo's listing. And essentially they list a product, you go in there, you make an offer. This is also a new feature we implemented. But once you place an offer, you actually put in your credit card details and your shipping address beforehand. because we want to make sure that you're true to your offer, right?
Right.
We don't charge you until the offer is accepted. So what happens is the seller receives a notification saying so-and-so gives you an offer for X amount, and then you have the option to accept, counter, or reject. So counter is a very new thing that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you accept it, great, your card gets charged and then it gets treated like an order. If the seller counters the offer, it goes back to the buyer, and the buyer has the option to accept or reject. So they can't counter after a first counter. So if they accept, the same thing happens. It gets treated like an order. If they reject, nothing happens. We don't charge your card. So.
Very cool. Yeah, I like the counter. I haven't had a chance to use that yet, but I like that it's available now because I've gotten a lot of real lowball offers. I've just had to say sorry, and I find it. So this is an interesting feature. Someone like a gift feature to buy a pop for another user, like something they have on their wish list.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I think that is too. Actually.
And I actually think it would be really simple to do because, if you think about it, when you check out, all you need to do is say, this is a gift, and then maybe write a note. And then you just change the shipping address to the user that you're trying to send it to. Or maybe you don't know their shipping address, but I think it's a good idea. We'll think about it. Maybe for the holidays, especially.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're already halfway through the year, so it'll be Christmas before you know it. Let's see. I like that someone is shouting, no more questions. They want to get on with the giveaway. So what? So maybe give something away, and then if there's any more questions, I'm sure I've already seen a couple, but what did we want to do, a t-shirt first, or
whichever you want? You have a system for it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be using, I put up a special Instagram post a week ago, and I've been promoting it on my Instagram account. And if anyone, there it is, shirt. If anyone hasn't had a chance to enter yet, it's not too late. The link for that specific Instagram post is down in the description. If you hide the live chat, you can see the link. You can click on that. All you have to do is leave a comment and tag someone. Tagging someone can be your comment. That will count. I'm going to filter for duplicate users. I saw someone earlier was getting a little crazy with comments, but leaving repeated comments, and I appreciate him tagging everyone, but it's kind of all in vain because it's going to filter for duplicate commenters. So but I do appreciate you spreading the word to your Instagram people. So let's do a shirt. We'll start with something. We'll do a shirt. How about that?
Ooh.
So there's the Whatnot shirt. Now, I don't know, will they be able to reach out to you directly on Instagram?
Yeah, so that's actually a good question. So everyone's here, and I have no shame in saying this. So my email is Logan, Logan, @whatnot.com. So if you want to just email me and say that I won the giveaway and this is who I am, give me your address and we'll ship it out tomorrow.
So. Okay. Yeah, and we'll have to see. Let's see. So I did mention, and I see I'm getting Instagram notifications left and right here. So I'm going to give it a few minutes so people that maybe came late or weren't aware of this have a chance to go enter for the drawing, because I don't know how many shirts did you have?
Let's do 5.
5,
then,
okay.
And then WowJ, I really want to see that custom Whatnot shirt. So if you can email it to me or
definitely.
Instagram us. I'm not usually on the Whatnot Instagram account, but if you can email me, I really want to see it. Logan @whatnot.com.
Yeah, I saw it. He did a really good job on it. Yeah. Let's do another question while we're waiting. And hello, Funko Nerd Stark, to say hello. Is it possible to have or see multiple offers for the same item, or do you have to reject an offer first to see the next one?
Okay, so the way it works is first in, highest price out, meaning let's say that I have a product that I sell and 3 people made an offer on that product. You're only going to see the one that's the highest price. And the highest price meaning the first person who made that highest priced offer. So let's say 2 people made an offer at the same price. You're going to only see the person that the first person to make the offer at that price. And that might sound confusing, but Yeah, so only one offer at a time. However, if you reject it, then you're going to see another offer that's going to be lower than the other offers. So than the
Okay.
original offer that you accepted.
Nice. All right. So I'm still getting a ton of Instagram notifications now. So I want to give people some time. I'm glad I put the link in the description. So I knew there would be some people that hadn't had a chance to enter. So yes, Pop and Duo. Hello, I didn't see you. You do need to check the app out. It's available on the App Store, the Apple App Store, and on Google Play. And there is a web version at whatnot.com. So you have multiple ways of checking it out. Let's see. I'm sorry, Caleb. I did see your question. Let me go back and find it. Doing a live stream, it's really hard for stuff to get lost here. Here we go. And I did want to ask this. I thought that was a good question. What's the most expensive pop ever sold on Whatnot? Do you know?
Okay. Do I know? Off the top of my head, I don't. I know that's probably pretty bad, but
that's okay.
However, I will show you something that I did buy last week. I think everyone is really excited to win, which is this one got sold on Whatnot.
Here, let me make you big.
So I'm sure you guys all know this one. Yeah, but I actually bought this on Whatnot for the drop. And we usually, everything for the drop, we buy something for, from Whatnot, just because we want to, make sure that, people's stuff is being seen. And also we want to give away something really cool. And so that Pretty Funko is Fred Flintstone in white was one of the ones that we bought. But we've also bought another one, which was last week, which was the Incredibles one. But yeah, I think we've sold a $3,000 pop, but it's not ringing. It's not coming to my name, coming to my head. Hopefully, cheers, Curtis. Curtis, I know you just listed a $3,000 pop. So
I told you I decided that I could probably pay off most of my car with it, and it's more of an experiment right now than anything else, just to see if anyone will bite. So let's see. Brett Rob, I don't believe this is a feature currently, but that is in the works, if I'm not mistaken.
So we also talked about this in February. It's still in the works.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. It's definitely a common request, and it makes a lot of sense. We definitely want to allow people to use their balances to make a purchase, and we'll also make things easier. So hopefully soon.
We have someone complaining that we're giving away a shirt. They're here for the pop. Patience, we'll give those away.
Come on, Caleb. I know who Caleb is.
Oh, you know Caleb. Okay, so that makes it funnier. How do the giveaways work here? You're talking on my channel, Cheesemo. For this particular live stream, there is an Instagram link down in the information below. If you minimize your live chat, you'll see a description of the live chat and what's going on, and a link to the Instagram post. All you need to do is comment on it and tag someone, tag an Instagram person, because this drawing is taking place on Instagram. I'm going to be using an Instagram comment picker. It's the first time I'm using an Instagram comment picker, so we'll see how it works. And I am giving people a chance to do that, and I'm still getting notifications that people are commenting on it. So let's see. Oh, I'll show this. It was my birthday on Friday. It was fine.
Oh,
it was also
congrats.
it was
happy birthday.
Thank you. I only feature his comment because it was also his birthday. So I wanted to say happy birthday to him. We have the same birthday, so I just wanted to make sure
happy birthday,
I got
man.
to say that. Thanks.
Also, I have to say, wow, Jay, I just saw the photo that you sent me through email. It looks amazing. You did a really good job.
Oh, he sent it to you. Cool.
Yeah.
And Coat Fresh is still listing stuff, so that's good. You're going to have more stuff to authenticate or approve for sale. That's good. Let's see. You may have missed it. Where did that go? This is jumping all around. I'm using the built-in chat. I know Coat Fresh is really into sodas and Paka Pakas. I don't know if the Paka Pakas are in the works. We've talked about sodas coming very soon.
Hopefully sodas soon. Paka Pakas probably too. Like I said, we want to sort of be able to incorporate everything. It just takes us time to
Yeah,
build out a robust way in terms of authenticating and making sure that we can do things the same way that we do right now for Pops.
very cool. And Lucas, thank you very much for doing this Q&A.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know a lot of stuff has changed since we last did this, and I'm glad that we were able to work out a time to do this, because I know a lot has changed. So we have Pop and Duo just downloaded the app, so we've got another user. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so I'm back in the chat where you were showing off Fred Flintstone. So
yeah, this is a pretty cool one. I think there's only 3 of these, right? There's a one with a green shirt, I believe, and then a orange shirt. So this is the Fred Flintstone in white.
I honestly didn't know that existed before I saw it in the drop. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And I do collect some Freddy Funkos. So.
There's only 24 pieces. So.
Oh, that's a 24-piece one. I didn't realize that. So that's crazy. I'm glad I entered the drop. Let's see.
Crossing my fingers for you.
Yeah, I know it's all random. PS6. No, I'm not giving away a PS. They do not exist.
Maybe someday in the Whatnot drop.
Maybe someday. Let's see. Oh, this thing keeps jumping around. Sorry, guys. Another question from Brian. I'm trying to mark Pops as a want, but it just says loading, then it doesn't save the bookmark. I don't. Maybe might be an issue with the app itself, depending on what operating system you're using. I'm not really sure. So.
Sorry about that, Brian. Feel free to email me, logan@whatnot.com. It could be also an internet connection. It could be a variety of things. So,
yes. And you're welcome, Caleb. I did see your question. It was a good question. It's doing these live streams. It's really, it's easy for stuff to get missed. And, I apologize. We've got 52 people watching, which is pretty high for me. So we have quite a few people. There's a lot of chat, so I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Mystery minis. I know Funko Nerd Star collects mystery minis, so that's probably a common one that people want to see. But all in good time, stuff will be added to the app. Let's see. All right, let's give something away, and then we'll come back to these questions. I think that's been enough time for people to enter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here to the random Instagram comment picker. And you all should be seeing, let me make sure. Yes, there it is. Here's the URL. So before the stream started, we had 33 unique commenters, and I'm filtering for duplicate users. Let's see how much that's changed, if at all.
and this is like the loading thing at Whatnot, or the want loading. Not working.
Yeah. Let me refresh this page, and I'll paste the URL back in there. It still says 33. Let me make sure this is working correctly. So let me copy this link. It may not have liked that I shortened it because it gave all that extra garbage at the end. We'll refresh. I want to make sure I'm doing this. It still says 33.
Maybe it is 33.
Maybe it is 33, but let me check the post. If you all can see this, because it's showing. See, we have several. Okay, I'm not sure that anyone else. Let me refresh this. Right. Of course, this isn't going to work, right? See, we have some in the last few minutes. And I'm not sure why it's not.
So how does this work? I just put a Instagram URL in, and then what's the website?
It's commentpicker.com.
Commentpicker.com. All right, it's a great website.
Right.
Try on my end. Maybe it's something like caching.
Yeah, maybe let me stop sharing the screen here, and we'll open a new browser. New tab. Sorry for this, guys. I tested it before we started, and of course, now it's not working. So it's still showing 33. I know that's not right.
So is it the one from, let's see. Yeah, I think I found it. Copy link.
It's gonna make me sign up for some new one, and I don't think anyone wants to see me do that. So yeah, lots. It's someone saying there's 88 comments. There are a lot of duplicate comments, but I had put in the URL before we started, and that number hasn't changed, and I know that's not right. So I want to make sure that I am doing this on the up and up. So
no worries.
Well, let me put in a different. Maybe do you see any other questions?
Yeah,
in the stream.
I'm not even looking at the stream. I'm looking for other comment pickers. But let's see. I can continue answering anything while we figure this out. When selling a pop and whatnot, does it matter if it was originally a Funko Shop exclusive with a pop culture? Yes, it does. So essentially, when you are selling something on whatnot, we do care about the sticker. The sticker is very important to us. So when you are listing, you might find duplicates. It will say such as shared exclusive or SDCC. So look at that, and that's how we go off of that.
Very cool.
Anthony says unplug it for 60 seconds and then plug it back in.
Oh, I wish. Let's see. I'm going to try. I'm logging. It's asking me to log in.
See if I can go through other comments. Thank you. I'm on iOS, by the way, but we'll definitely email you, Logan. Thank you. Okay, great. That's for the bug that was happening with the loading. Caleb, I'm going to reveal who you are just because you're on here. Caleb Crawford is the guy who was on the top of the leaderboard. I think he is right now, too. And he says, if I win the Freddy, I will owe it to everyone who shares codes. Currently #1 in entries. Oh, he revealed himself. Yeah, currently #1 in entries, thanks to all of them.
Larry,
Zach's Funko what were you saying?
I was going to say Larry. #Larry said there was a different Instagram comment picker, but I'm not really sure which one that is.
I see one called Appsortios, which is a free Instagram giveaway. Create an Instagram. Oh, maybe that doesn't work. I don't know. Never done one of these, to be honest. So
I know, and it was working fine before. So
Zach Funko Journey. I know this guy Zach. He actually runs this new Discord channel. You guys should check it out. I don't know. You should post a link if you can, Zach, in the comments. It's called. It's a pretty funny name.
Sean Ryan wants to know if Logan is wearing pants.
I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing pants. I swear.
I get it. Sean asks me that question all the time on live streams. That's just Sean's question. I am really sorry, guys. This shouldn't be taking this long. It works until I
Sometimes
don't.
Software just doesn't work like you want it to work. I know from firsthand. So
troubleshoot this for me. It's still showing 33 comments, and it's not working.
So there has to be another app or something.
I know Larry mentioned one, and if he knows it, I wish he would send it to me on Instagram via the messenger.
Gleam.io or random.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You have to sign up for, and this is what happens when we're live.
How about this? If we could figure out how many people made these comments, we could pick a number, a random number between 0 and whatever it is, and then we can just go through each comment and say, oh. But the problem is they're duplicates. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm really disappointed in this.
Take all the time as long as I get a PS4. Okay. We'll be giving away a PS4.
I will not be giving away a PS4. That's been an ongoing joke for more than a year now, Sean. Thank you. Sean Ryan. Oh, there we go. Grumpy Skunk sent me a link. Well, that's an easy enough address.
Pickawinner.co.instagram.
Yeah. Let's see. Larry did too. Thanks, Larry. All right, we're going to test this out and see if it works. Where did my post go? Here we go. Copy.
Oh, this one says loaded 50 comments. Oh, loaded 62 comments. Pick a winner. Oh, it works. It works.
Cool. Let's just do that.
All right. I'm assuming there's 62 unique comments. So.
There's a toggle switch to allow duplicates, and I'm not going to be turning that on. So I'm not sure what anything goes is, but let's just try this one and see if it works. We'll just say this is good. So what are we not winning tonight? Well, Jay, let me tell you. We're going to be giving away 5 Whatnot t-shirts, and then Logan, we have a pop that we're going to be giving away.
Yeah.
After that, do you want to show that off?
Let's see. Here it is. Darth Vader. Futura.
Yes. Futura Darth Vader. All right. Awesome prize. Okay. So let me find the correct. People still are commenting. we're gonna have to cut it off at some point, guys. So let me share the screen. Sorry, that was a detour I was not hoping that we would take. Best Instagram comment picker. Let's see if this works. So I did put the link in there. I'm not sure what anything goes means. These are my options. I think it means like if there's a keyword or a hashtag or a comment or anything, I'm just going to say anything goes. I'm not going to allow duplicates. So the first one that it's going to draw will get a Whatnot t-shirt. So let's see if this works.
Can you win twice? 96
comments, but at only 63. So that seems to be working better. I don't know why the other one was stuck on 33, but that means we've almost doubled the comments for that Instagram post since the stream started. So, and I'm not going to allow duplicate winners. So if you win a shirt, that's your shirt. You get one. So let's take a look and see who our first winner is.
Funko Foodie. That's a great username. Love it. I'm a foodie too, so that's why I like it. I like Funkos, and I'm a foodie.
There you go.
So in case you guys didn't hear, if you guys want to redeem your prize, just email me, logan@whatnot.com. Or actually, probably the safer way to do it is just go to the Real Whatnot Instagram and then DM me your shipping address. So do that. I'm taking notes. So Funko Foodie, you want a shirt. So tell me the t-shirt size you want. We have anything from small to XXL. And then, go to the Real Whatnot IG account and we will get it shipped out tomorrow.
Excellent idea. And then it shows his Instagram username there too, @MancarCEO, it looks like. So that's one way to verify that, not anyone's just going to say, yeah, that was me that won. I'll take that shirt. Okay, so that's our first t-shirt winner. So now there's 62 comments. Let's pick another winner. Friedman Luca @Isabella Friedman 07.
Cool. Gotcha.
That is our second winner. Congratulations. Good question. It looks like, yes, you will be taken out of the pool for the Darth Vader, or I can reload the comments, but I have just said that we wouldn't have duplicate winners, unfortunately. So, whoops, that's, let's see. So for another, because it's taking people out of the pool. So
Yeah.
I think that's fair. It's luck of the draw, unfortunately. So this will be our third T-shirt winner. I'm not sure how to say that. At Brettman.
Brettman, got you.
Congratulations. Did you win? No, I don't think I drew your name. I haven't seen your name yet. Okay. Oh, so there's Mancar CEO is my girlfriend. I was tagging her in the giveaway. Thanks for the shirt. You're welcome. Didn't say you couldn't tag your significant other. That's fine. So that leaves us with two more, correct?
More.
All right. So let's draw another one. Alex, 232924.
Quick draw 83. Gotcha.
Well, Alex, I know Quick Draw. I don't know if that's their. See, I don't know if it's showing the person that got tagged, or if because that's the person that got tagged.
I see. So it's Alex then. 23.
So this is the winner there that's highlighted.
Got
it. I will go back through when we're done and make sure that the proper person gets credit, because I think it's not showing their Instagram name. It's at and this, and then it's showing the person that they tagged. So sorry for that confusion. I've never used this comment picker before. So all right. So now that that's sorted out, this will be our final T-shirt winner. C-Craw the Fed fan. Yeah, wow. And so that's the person they tagged is at the Pole Palace. Yeah, so
got it. So this is
apologies.
I'm assuming Caleb. Caleb wins a lot.
Does. All right, so congratulations. All right, so let's see. How do you get the prize? What was your username? We'll go back through when this is over.
Yeah,
and I can consort with Logan
too. So
yeah. Sorry for the confusion. This is not going as smoothly as I'd hoped. Yeah, so if your name was drawn as the person that was drawn for the account, DM Logan on the @RealWhatNot account, and we'll verify that. We'll go back through and make sure that the right person gets credit for winning. So, all right. So we have one more thing to draw.
Right, the big one.
This will be for the Darth Vader Futura. So we have our 58 comments. Let's pick a winner. Oh, and I do want to mention too, just to further draw out the suspense, just officially, I did not hit 1,000 subscribers. That was one thing I was driving for. Let's see where we stand now.
And
I did get more.
If you have not subscribed, obviously subscribe. So
yeah, because I was going to give away $100 mystery box if I hit 1,000 subscribers during the stream, but we're still 51 shy of that. So it doesn't look like that's going to happen tonight.
You're close though. So
yeah, we're close. Okay. So let's draw for Darth Vader. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Mr. Something Basic.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Cool. I am writing them down.
Very cool.
Awesome. So yeah, just to rehash, please message me on Instagram. Send me your size if you want a t-shirt and your shipping address, and we will send this out to you tomorrow.
Very cool. Now Sarah's saying I have 952 now. I don't think we're going to hit 1,000 before we wrap up here. So we've been going for over an hour and a half. Yes, congrats, Mr. Something Basic. Awesome. It's awesome that you won. So yeah, contact Logan, direct message him on the Real Whatnot app. So yeah, so we're not going to probably hit 1,000 before we're done wrapping up here. Oh, Larry says click the box at the bottom and it shows all the winners. That's super helpful. That's this one.
It's really cool.
So here we go. There we go.
Friedman Luca. Okay.
Yeah, so Funko Foodie, Friedman Luca.
Then
thank you, Larry. If I ever do an Instagram comment picker again, which that was the first one I've done in over a year doing this channel, I'll remember to use this one. So there were our first 5 that won t-shirts, and then Mr. Something Basic won the Darth Vader. So
got it. All right.
Let's see. Yeah, get that, Joel. You can still tease the next drop. Let me stop sharing the screen here.
Oh, so what is the next drop going to be?
Yeah, do you have any idea?
We usually pick it the day that the last drop ends, so we do not know. Otherwise, I would tease it. However, if you guys have not done this yet, the Fig Pin drop ends tomorrow. And then the Fred Flintstone one, which I shared with you guys earlier, ends on Thursday as usual. So, but yeah, we don't know which one we're going to pick yet. We usually pick it on Thursday. So,
well, I have a pop for sale in my account right now that would make for a decent drop price.
It'd make a really good drop. I don't know. We've been kind of going all out with our drops lately, so I think it would have been a really good one, though. You know. A few weeks ago. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny. If anything, I want to buy that for myself, though. So, but I can afford it. So,
right. So, all right. Well, let's see. Did we have any other questions? I'm gonna scroll back here.
Laugh out loud. I give up. I can't share the Discord link. Yeah. So you can't share. You can't share
the Discord link.
Let's see.
Only moderators can.
So Zach created this really funny group called the Funko Whatnot Wagon. I don't know if you can search through it, but yeah, go join Zach's group. It's called the Funko Whatnot Bandwagon, or no, Funko Whatnot Wagon, and you can find it on Discord.
Let me do this. I'm going to make Zach's Funko Journey a moderator, and then he should be able to share the link himself. I think that was the issue. So,
yeah, what a great name, Funko Whatnot Wagon.
So, can you do that there, Zach's Funko Journey? Can you post the link now?
Hashtag Larry says, Logan, I got a good reasonable price pop for the drop. Laugh out loud. Cool. Tell me what it is in the comments. I'll look for it. Maybe we'll consider it on Thursday.
Wanda just wants the Kraken. This is as good as I'm going to be able to do. I just show you the one I have. So, sorry, Wanda. That one went super fast. I don't know how often you do the Funko Shop drops, or if that's a line you're even interested in. But
yeah, so we definitely do anything. But yeah, we may consider it. It seems like a pretty popular pop right now. So
yeah, I've seen a few for sale on there. Zach, were you able to get that link to work?
Maybe Discord doesn't have links. I don't know. I actually rarely use Discord. I just joined it because I saw the Whatnot wagon. So I was like, I might as well join Discord. So
might as well. Well, we'll see if that works or not. Does anybody have any questions? I think we've kept Logan long enough. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. Really appreciate you coming back and sharing everything that's been going on and teasing some things exclusively to my channel. I really appreciate that. That was exciting.
It was a lot of fun. I think we should do this maybe on a 6-month basis as like a check-in.
Every 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
And yeah, it's actually, talking with you and seeing how much has happened since February is kind of crazy. So I'm actually really excited to sort of check in with you 6 months from now to say, oh yeah, this is also what we've done. And you know, obviously we wouldn't be here without everyone's support here. I mean, it's amazing how much support we've gotten from everyone in the community. And like I said, feel free to email me if you have any questions, anyone. I'm an open book, Logan at whatnot.com. I will try to answer you as quickly as I can. It might take a day or two, but I will get to you. So
Cool. I think DJ Patrick is asking if there's going to be a YouTube channel, a
so
Whatnot
I should
YouTube
promote
channel.
this because I think it'd be really cool. So Grant just created his first TikTok channel. It is a
Oh, cool.
whatnot app, and he's going through all these little. So he's showing different grails. He's also showing how to spot a fake. So the Grant's actually moderating this channel, as well as a new hire of ours named Elijah. He lives in Arizona. He's amazing. He's this kid from who just graduated the university here, and they're creating this TikTok account. I don't really get TikTok. No offense to everyone here,
I don't
but
either.
they're having a lot of fun with it. And if you guys want to see like unboxings, grails, and things that we get on a daily basis, or if you want to learn how to spot a fake, go follow Whatnot app on TikTok.
Very
And
cool.
it's a little bit different from our Instagram account. I would say it's actually
Yeah,
completely different from our Instagram account, the content that we're putting there. So
nice. Yeah, I do have an account on Whatnot. I mean, I have
on
an account on
TikTok.
what have an account on TikTok is what I'm trying to say. So I'll be
Yeah.
sure to go follow that. I don't ever post content to it, but it reminds me of the Vine app from several years ago.
Yeah.
It kind of was what took over for when Vine went away. But um, so Zach did his best and was able to get discord.gg slash, and then there's the address there if you're on Discord and want to join the, what was it, Funko Wagon?
Funko, sorry, whatnot, or sorry, Funko Whatnot Wagon.
Funko Whatnot Wagon. It's a mouthful.
Uh,
Larry has the Bank Robber Joker.
cool. I think that'd be a good one too. We'll look at it, Larry.
All right, there you go, Larry.
I'm looking at it right now, actually.
B Cobb says this stream is fire.
It is.
Yeah, no, I always have fun. It's kind of nice to hear about some of these things first before they're featured, and especially to kind of have a hand in one of the new features that came out. I thought that was really cool that you
Yeah.
were able to implement that. So, hey,
I'm
unboxing
just
treasure.
curious, by us doing that though, did that actually help with the photos?
It did. I mean,
Okay.
I was able to see, like, for the last one I posted, which is a very expensive one, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to better show kind of the damage that was going on because there was some slight damage to the pop itself.
Mm-hmm.
So without that flash, I think it would have been more difficult to see, and I think it highlighted the damage to the box better when I did it
Cool.
on the backside. So
That's good to know because usually when I put in flash, it's kind of a hit or miss for me. So
yeah, it's just you have to kind of angle it so it's just not bouncing off the window, and all you see is just a big white spot in the middle. I mean,
yeah.
I can see where that would get to be problematic, but hopefully people realize that you may reject the listing based on a bad photo if that happens. So
We rarely do because a lot of people have different types of cameras with their phones. But if you don't take a
yeah.
photo of what we ask, which is the front facing photo of this or this, and let's say we say
Mm-hmm.
for this, but you give us this, we might reject it. So
Right.
as long as we can see it, then it'll probably get accepted.
So Zach says we should do it more often. It was great. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon about maybe in the next possible time we'll do a live stream. But
Totally.
with the way the app is changing and growing so much. Oh, sorry. I do want to promote this real quick. B Cobb on his channel tomorrow is doing a charity auction live stream tomorrow. Middle Brothers Custom came up with the idea. Basically, all the people participating are customizing Funko Pops and auctioning off all the different customs, and all the proceeds are going to go to charity. So
that's awesome.
if you guys want, B Cobb, if you have a link to your channel, do you want to put that in there? We'll go ahead and feature that. I know B Cobb is a moderator, so he should be able to plug his own channel. So we'll give that a minute. I know a lot of people took off when the drawings were done. So.
Just here for the drawings.
Just here for the free stuff, but they were still here, so it was good. We'll just wait and see if B-Cobb is going to be able to do that.
I love the behind the scenes stuff. I'm going into software development, so these chats are super cool to me. That's great. I'm really glad you're doing that. I've been a software developer for 10 years, probably. I'm also self-taught. I also went to school for a little bit of it, but I think that you're making the right decision. It's a lot of fun to build software. So continue down that track.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up. I don't see, let me see if I can find it. Probably by the time I get to it, he'll have posted it. But I do want to, because it's for a good cause.
I see it.
Do you see it?
Yep.
There it is. Okay.
Cool. I'm following it right now.
It jumped on me. Yeah. So those of you who might be watching this in a replay, B-Cobb will be doing this on his channel, hosting it tomorrow night, which is Tuesday, June 16th. I don't know the time off the top of my head, sorry. But definitely go check out that. It's for a good cause.
So it looks like it's at 6 o'clock tomorrow.
6 o'clock.
Yep.
6 o'clock. I am guessing Central Time because that's where B-Cobb is located. So that would be 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. If I did that right. Math. All right, Logan. Well,
cool,
thanks,
guys.
everyone. It was really fun.
This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. And let's do this again soon. These updates are really fun. So
yeah. And we love giving stuff away too. I really appreciate you giving all that stuff away too.
Yeah, no problem.
Maybe we'll be at 1,000 by the next time. If not,
I know you're going to be at 1,000 by the next time we see each other. So that's no question.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see. I would have liked to give something away, but it didn't happen tonight. So yeah, thanks for joining, sharing with us. Thanks everyone. There's the time for B-Cobb stream tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And that's it. We'll let Logan go. So thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Cool. See you, everyone. Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.